As the great Shakespeare once said, a thousand times good night. The great Samantha from Rockland County says a thousand times good morning again. Yeah, I thought I can be classy and graceful by eating my breakfast as I talk to you, but I realize that ain't the case. And that's just a disgusting thing and a cruel thing to do to people. So I'm back again on my video series called The World According to Samantha. Today, July 27th, as I said earlier, when it was 8:30 and now it's 8:45 again. And I'm sorry, 8:43. Um, we're going to be talking about individualization part two. So sit back, relax, hit subscribe to my channel if you want to see or hear more of my videos called The World According to Samantha. And wait a few minutes and we'll get started. As I told everybody, I am Samantha and I live in Rockland County, New York. And I wanted to start this YouTube channel called The World According to Samantha because, well, I have a lot to say on things, the world around us. And as a great person said, I won't reveal his name, said to me, as a woman, I've never met anybody more opinionated. Okay, well, obviously you need to get out more because there's plenty of women out there in this world that are just as opinionated as any crazy ass man. I love how on the YouTube channel it says, gives me the option to select whether, excuse me, if it's appropriate for kids and if it's not appropriate for kids. I safely just say no because I'm going to be doing my fair share of cursing on here, unless, of course, they tell me I shouldn't. But in any event, let's get started. I talked to you the other previous days about individualization. And I basically feel it's important for everybody to just, well, be your own person and not, follow the crowd. And we also talked about what individualization means. Basically, the bare bones expression means individual, one. Just like a multitude is more than one, individual is one person, one idea, one view. And but I kind of think it means more than that. And what I think it basically means is that um, you have to just, I don't know, I'm just trying to explain it as best way I can. I also teach UPK 4-year-olds when I'm not working at the liquor store. And there's a part where we have to fill out individualization, meaning how would we work one-on-one specifically with this child to meet their specific needs. But I think in this case, individualization for adults means you need to individualize who you are, what your beliefs are, what your religious beliefs are, what you and only you like, nobody else around you, and why. Why do you feel this way? Why do you like a certain trend of clothing or subscribes to a specific magazine or YouTube channel? Individualize why. Why do you, well, why do you follow these trends and what have you? So, what I was going to start by using 3 components today, one of which is don't let's start with social media because unfortunately it seems very prominent these days, and it's taking over more and more people's lives, and people seem to be, well, getting into trouble with social media and following trends and people that they really shouldn't be following. And but of course social media also has good things. I mean, I've reunited with a lot of old friends from school and work and what have you. So in a sense that's good. But unfortunately people don't always use social media for that. People use social media to big themselves up, make their lives seem, better than it actually is, and, show off to people that you may or may not be, you may be doing better than everybody else. And I got one thing to say about that. Grow the fuck up. Really, grow the fuck up. Nobody cares. You may think you're all high and mighty. You may think that, oh, I post this on social media, someone's going to be jealous of me and want my life. No, we're not. Most of us are perfectly fine, perfectly content with what we've got and what we have around us and who surrounds us and who truly loves us inside here. Not for the clothes we wear, not for the food we eat, not for the hairstyle that we've got. And most of us halfway normal people um, do not get influenced by what others say. I saw something in a movie years ago and it said, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. That's my mantra. That's what I follow. That's how I feel inside my heart and in my mind. And I keep saying that to myself over and over again whenever, you know, I feel down and I feel a certain way because somebody may have said something to me and somebody may have made me feel less than perfect because of probably because of something I said, and probably because of something that, yeah, something I said. So I would get down on myself and I'd get emotional, but then I have the ability to stop and I say I say to myself out loud that mantra. And that mantra is, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. And it's true. It's very, very true. And as long as I remember in my mind to keep doing that, I could just be a happier person. I'm just still trying to figure this stuff out, folks. So just, bear with me. I'm trying to, send links to people who want to watch this. And just trying to figure out like how I can do this now without um, us getting disconnected and without us not being able to, talk or whatever the case may be. So anyway, I'm just a little tired this morning. I always am. Maybe because it's hot weather about to bombard us again. Um, yeah, so as I started to say, social media is, you know, I guess a good thing for some people. I mean, it was good for me because I reunited with some people from my past, good people. Bad people, unfortunately, can find you also, but that's a story for another day. And I managed to come across that, which I shortly remedied. Yeah. I've had a couple of stalkers on social media, and believe me, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. It's actually quite frightening, if you ask me. And I don't wish that, on my worst enemy. So, what I was going to say is people tend to follow social media a little bit too much. I don't know what goes on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter, whatever. I have Facebook, and I realize that more and more and more people are going on it, and more people are just going a little overboard. Like I said, I've had a few stalkers, and the world is a very, very crazy place. And I personally feel that the less you share with the world, and believe me, you're talking to the world on social media. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I've fallen victim to this myself. Um, what do you call it? I've fallen victim saying, "Oh, I'm here, I'm there," or I get angry at somebody and I post it for the world to see, out of anger. And that's not good because I've learned once it's out there, it's out there. And I don't need the whole world to know Samantha is angry. So I try to keep my thoughts like that to myself. And I certainly, and I think it's the dumbest thing, no offense, people. Um, I think it's the dumbest thing in the whole world when people post where they are and who they're with. Why? Why? If I'm close enough to you, you're going to tell me. You're going to tell me on a simple phone call. You're going to, you're not going to tell the whole world because the whole world really doesn't give a rat's ass that you checked into the nail salon at this time, or you are here, or you're at this restaurant, or with whom. Nobody gives a shit. That's the truth. Nobody gives a shit. So, folks, I suggest you stop that. Plus, most of you on Facebook, as my daughter, my 18-year-old daughter calls it, the old person social media, um, we're all old enough to know better and stop acting like teenagers. Okay? Plus, there's a lot of crazy people who you don't think will stalk you, but mark my words, they will. They will. So I just feel the less you the less you say to people, the better, especially these days, because this, as a TV show, it's a mad, 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 mad world. And you all watch the news today. You all see what's going on: shootings, killings, stabbings, home invasions, break-ins, and for what? For what? It's just you can't talk about people anymore. You can't say things. You can't do anything. Really scary. Scary, scary world this world has become. And I want everybody safe. I want nothing but the best for people. I want everybody to be happy. I really truly do want everybody to get along. I don't want anybody upset. I don't want anybody having a hardship. I'm saying it from my heart, okay? I'm not saying it because somebody influenced me to say it. I'm saying it because I really feel that way. I never want anybody to be out of work. I don't want anybody to be unhappy because truly it makes me unhappy. And like I said, people shouldn't be influenced by anybody except our Heavenly Father and who we are as individuals. As I stated in one of my videos the last time I was on here, I had a good friend years ago. I think she passed maybe a year or two ago. And we were chatting. And like I said, I don't know if it was the white wine talking or her heart talking. And I mentioned that she was talking about this person. I'm going to initial it. I will not mention anybody's name on here, just for everybody's safety, for everybody's security. The initials of this person is RF. And RF was somebody that we both know, but she was friends with RF. I just knew who she was. Um, yes, okay, fine. I revealed the gender, but that's all you're gonna get out of me. Um, she said to me in tears, "Have have you? Do you remember RF? Do you remember her? Oh, I look at her Facebook, and every time I look, she's always happy doing stuff with her family, and I always cry." And I just sat there, SMH. I shook my head, and I said, "Why? It's social media. Is she calling you on the phone and telling you she's doing A, B, C, and D? Is she telling you personally? No. Those are just images. Those are just pictures for appearance sake and appearance sake only." And as I also stated in one of my last videos, I said, actually, I didn't say it, but a wise person said it to me, a very wise person who I love dearly and whose opinion, and only their opinion, is someone that I value very, very dearly. You will never see a corpse on Facebook. In other words, people are not going to post bad things. They're only going to post good things, which is probably what you could and should be doing, but not in a way that's obnoxious and rubbing it in people's faces. So, the first thing I'm going to discuss is stop feeding into social media. Okay? Yes, people are doing stuff with their families. People are doing stuff, but you know what? You don't have to get jealous. You don't have to get upset. You don't have to think, oh, it should have been me. Because if you have faith and believe in yourself, that will be you. That vacation could and should be you. That car you want eventually, you'll get it as long as you believe. Okay? So I'm not influenced by social media all that much. I take a sneak peek every now and then. I give a heart to a good friend, I said, that I hang out with, that I see in person, that I see their little children growing up. I give a nice heart, or I give a thumbs up, I give a like, maybe a comment or two, but that's really it. All right. So moving on. Individualization is not about social media. I could go on forever with this. Um, I don't know why my phone's going off like crazy. I don't have that many well wishers in that respect. Um, don't follow a trend just because everybody else is doing it. Like, I'll give you an example. My daughter left about a half hour ago to go to her camp job. She's a counselor at one of the local camps. Yes, folks, I put my hair down because somebody suggested I put my hair down. Doesn't look the best because I literally just woke up not too long ago in this tank top I sleep in. So, okay, I'm putting my hair down because this ponytail's hurting my head. So, anyway, my daughter and I usually get coffee in the morning, and she likes cold coffee. I like it hot. So, my goodness, I keep having one viewer, then two viewer. Come on, whoever's leaving and coming back, make up your mind. Are you watching me or are you not watching me? Come on. Eh? Um, so the other day she told me an interesting story. A lot of kids her age like coffee, whether it be hot or cold. She likes it cold, but she gets it from the local store, like near our house, like a little delicatessen. While other people are getting Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, she remains true to our place. And that's great. You know, she could have easily followed the crowd and gotten a Frappuccino, which, if you get those every week, will probably cost more than my rent, or something from Dunkin' Donuts. But she told everybody, she goes, no, I have a place right near my house that I go to for my coffee. And even though that was like beyond petty and beyond, whatever, it made me happy to know that my daughter at such a young age believes in individualization. And that's great. I mean, I always believed in it too. She just graduated high school last June, and she wasn't one of those kids that had like a gazillion million friends. And because she's true to herself, she doesn't tolerate bullshit. She doesn't tolerate stupidity, and neither does her mother. And she would rather have like one or two close friends, as would I, than like a gazillion million people surrounding her, like moths to a flame. I don't like that attitude. I never did. And growing up where I grew up, that's not an easy thing to do, because the little town that I grew up in here in Rockland, if anybody's watching me at all and is familiar with Rockland County, knows the affluent, let's keep up with the Jones community that I grew up in, and knows exactly where I'm talking about. Whose whole attitude is, oh, you're having a problem? Here, let's throw money at the problem. Throw money at the problem. No. Kids like me that were having a hard time in school, who wanted to be an individual, unique, and didn't get the proper support from their parents simply because these mean ass girls teased the person because they weren't wearing Benetton, or because they weren't wearing OP at the time, or weren't wearing Gap or whatever the fuck we shopped in back then, who made these people feel less than perfect. The person would go home and get all emotional and cry to their parents, rather than be good parents and console and hold and say, you know, you're special, blah, 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 or, eventually people are going to love you for you. That's what a good parent is supposed to do, not run out to the nearest Benetton or the nearest Gap store and buy that outfit for the kid just to make them stop getting picked on. As I said, it's a shame people have to throw money at problems and follow trends in order to feel, you know, not less than perfect or inadequate or whatever the case may be. Take a look at this tank top I'm wearing. Where did I get it? I got it when I was frequenting a bar in New Rochelle a couple of years ago. A guy was selling these tank tops for a couple of bucks, and I bought one. Do I wear it outside in public? Yeah, I do. If I don't feel like getting dressed, I wear it. But most of the time, you see me wearing this around the house, and I wear it to bed. Is it a fashion trend? No, it's not. Do I give a shit? No. I didn't give a shit when I was 20 years old. I didn't give a shit when I was 30, and I certainly don't give a shit at the age of 48. I like who I am. I am my individual person. I like who I am. I like where I live. I love my daughter. I love my boyfriend. I like who I am. I like where I go. I like the clothing I wear. And I stand by every word that I say. I do. I stand by my every single word. And I feel that's important. I feel that's extremely, extremely important. And it is. It's very, very important to be who you are. Just remember that other mantra from Dr. Seuss. Be who you are, say what you feel, because those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind. So in other words, people are going to love you for who you are. If they truly care about you as an individual, they're going to love your heart. They're going to love your differences in opinion, your religious views, your political views, your world views. And that's more important than anything, you know? I hope I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Talked about social media, talked about the trends. Oh God, I don't know what else there is to talk about really. It's early in the morning. I'm a little tired, so bear with me. I'm a little tired. This ugly little stuffed animal. I want my cats to play with it, but to no avail. Speaking of which, I've made other small videos about my cats. One of them is taking up extra room on my sofa. The other one is doing something. I picked up Diamond. She's going to be mad at me. Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby. Hi. Want to say hi to the camera? Yeah, she was part of my claws and paws. Look at these beautiful eyes. Look at these beautiful eyes. Hey, baby Diamond. Good girl. Hey, good girl. It's true what they say. Having an animal can really make all the difference. See how much she makes me smile? This beautiful girl. This beautiful girl. Look how much she makes me smile. Oh, she sheds like crazy. She's old. She's like 14 or 15 years old. So, anyhow, oh, sorry, I'm just stretching. Stretching. I'm tired. Tired, tired, tired. Anyway, I don't really know what to say anymore about this. Just let me leave you with these words, if you don't mind. Um, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. That's it. That's it. Be yourself. Be yourself. That's a wrap. A wrap for now. Bye.